Isolation often precedes transformation because it creates a space where growth, reflection, and change can occur without interference. It is in the quiet moments of solitude that the noise of the world fades, allowing the voice of clarity and purpose to emerge. When distractions are removed, the heart and mind are positioned to confront inner struggles, unearth hidden potential, and receive fresh direction. This process of separation provides the necessary environment for breaking old patterns and embracing a new mindset. Like a seed buried in the soil, isolation allows for unseen but significant development, preparing the foundation for transformation to take place. It is a time of refinement where weaknesses are strengthened, character is shaped, and vision becomes clearer. True transformation requires a stripping away of what no longer serves you, and isolation offers the fertile ground for such renewal to occur, ushering in a new season of growth and purpose. Isolation is a season, not a destination, because it is designed to be a temporary phase that serves a greater purpose. Just as winter prepares the ground for the blooming of spring, isolation prepares the soul for the next chapter of life. It is not meant to be permanent, but rather a critical moment of pause, where healing, realignment, and preparation take place. In this season, you are called to retreat, reflect, and refine, but not to remain there indefinitely. It is a period where God can work deeply within you, clearing out distractions and sharpening your focus. This is a time to gain clarity on your purpose, strengthen your relationship with God, and allow Him to recalibrate your priorities. Understanding that isolation is part of a process gives you the strength to endure it, knowing it is not the end of your journey, but a necessary step toward the fulfillment of your purpose. Seasons come and go, and isolation, while challenging, carries the promise of transformation and forward movement. God removes distraction to refine focus, because clarity of purpose cannot be achieved amidst chaos and noise. Distractions, whether they come in the form of relationships, ambitions, or activities, often dilute our attention and prevent us from hearing God's voice clearly. In moments of isolation, God strategically separates you from these distractions so He can reveal what truly matters. This refining process is not about punishment but preparation, allowing you to recalibrate your priorities and align with His divine will. When distractions are stripped away, your mind and heart become more receptive to His guidance, and you can focus on the tasks and calling He has placed before you. It is in this space of solitude that God sharpens your vision, strengthens your resolve, and prepares you to step into your next assignment with a clear and undivided focus. By removing what competes for your attention, He ensures that your energy is channeled into what truly aligns with His purpose for your life. The wilderness is a place of testing and training because it removes the comforts and crutches you may rely on, forcing you to depend solely on God's provision, guidance, and strength. It is a season where your character is refined, your faith is stretched, and your resilience is built. In the wilderness, you confront your limitations and weaknesses, but it is also where God reveals His power and sufficiency. This is the space where He teaches you lessons that cannot be learned in ease and abundance. Lessons about trust, obedience, and perseverance. The challenges of the wilderness are not designed to break you, but to prepare you for the weight of the blessings and responsibilities that lie ahead. It is where God equips you with the spiritual tools, discipline, and mindset necessary to step into the purpose He has for you. This period of testing shapes your identity, builds your confidence in His promises, and trains you to walk in faith, even when the path ahead is unclear. Separation brings revelation because it removes the noise and distractions of everyday life, creating a sacred space where you can hear God's voice with greater clarity. It is in moments of separation that God often reveals his plans, his direction, and his purpose for your life. When you are removed from the influences and opinions of others, you become more attuned to the whispers of the Holy Spirit. Separation allows you to focus inwardly, to reflect on your priorities, and to align your heart with God's will. In this solitude, you gain a deeper understanding of who you are in his eyes and the work he is calling you to do. Revelation comes when the clutter of external pressures is cleared, giving you the opportunity to discern truth and receive divine wisdom that transforms your perspective and sets you on the path of your destiny. Isolation strips away reliance on others because it forces you to confront the areas in your life where you have placed your trust in people instead of in God. It removes the crutches of external validation, approval, or support, compelling you to turn inward and upward for strength. In this space, you learn that true dependence must be on God, who is your source of provision, guidance, and wisdom. Isolation challenges you to develop inner resilience and spiritual maturity, teaching you to stand firm even when others are not there to lean on. It is a process of unlearning dependence on human solutions and growing in faith to trust God's timing, his provision, and his plan for your life. When the safety net of others is removed, you discover the depth of God's sufficiency and his ability to meet your needs in ways no human could ever provide. God uses isolation to prepare you for elevation because it is in the quiet and solitary moments that he shapes your character, refines your vision, and equips you for what lies ahead. Isolation is not about punishment, but preparation. A sacred space where God works deeply within you to remove what no longer serves his purpose and instill the qualities necessary for the next level of your assignment. During this time, he often reveals hidden strengths, uncovers areas of weakness that need strengthening, and imparts wisdom that can only come through solitude with him. This solasm allows you to hear his voice more clearly, free from the noise of external influences, so that you can align your thoughts and actions with his will. It's in this process of being set apart that you are molded into a vessel capable of handling the weight of the blessings, responsibilities, and opportunities that God is preparing to release into your life. Patience and trust grow in isolation because it is in these quiet, often challenging moments that you are taught to surrender your timeline and lean fully on God's timing. Isolation removes the illusion of control, forcing you to rely on faith and develop a deeper trust in his plan, even when the path ahead is unclear. This season stretches your endurance, teaching you to wait on his promises without wavering or giving in to doubt. Patience is not merely about waiting, but about how you wait. And in isolation, God shapes your attitude and perspective, building resilience and fortitude in the process. Trust grows as you begin to recognize that even in the silence, he is working behind the scenes, orchestrating events for your good and his glory. This intimate reliance on him cultivates a steadfast faith that carries you through future challenges with confidence and peace, knowing he is always faithful to fulfill his word. Isolation is not rejection, it's selection, because God sets you apart for a higher purpose, preparing you for a unique assignment that requires solitude and focus. What may feel like being cast aside is in reality an intentional act of positioning, God choosing you for something significant that requires separation from distractions and influences that could hinder your growth In isolation, you are given the opportunity to hear his voice more clearly, to discover your identity in him, and to refine the gifts and abilities he has placed within you. This season of being set apart is not about abandonment, but about preparation, as God often isolates those he is about to elevate. Just as gold is refined in fire, isolation is the crucible where God shapes your character, strengthens your spirit, and deepens your relationship with him, ensuring that you are fully equipped to step into the purpose for which you were chosen. Breakthroughs require preparation because God doesn't release his promises without ensuring that we are ready to handle them. A breakthrough within your personal life, career, or spiritual journey demands that you are mentally, emotionally, and spiritually equipped to manage the responsibility that comes with it. God's preparation process involves refining your character, expanding your capacity, and deepening your trust in him. It's during this time that he strengthens your resolve, fine-tunes your skills, and builds a foundation that will support the weight of your success. If you rush the preparation, you risk missing out on the fullness of what God intends for you. Preparation is not just about waiting, it's about growing, learning, and becoming the person who can steward the breakthrough when it arrives. Through this period, God teaches you to rely on his timing, to embrace the lessons, and to position yourself in alignment with his will, ensuring that the breakthrough doesn't just come, but that it flourishes in your life for his glory. God uses isolation to build strength for the next season, because it is during moments of solitude that he refines your character and strengthens your inner resolve. In isolation, the distractions of the world fade, and you are left with only your thoughts, prayers, and God's voice. This is the place where your dependence on him deepens and your faith becomes unshakable. Isolation is not a punishment, but a preparation period where God equips you with the emotional, spiritual, and mental fortitude needed for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. In this season, you learn to stand firm in your purpose, sharpen your vision, and develop the resilience that will carry you through the next phase of your journey. It is through isolation that God teaches you to rely solely on his strength, not your own, as he gets you ready to step into new levels of responsibility, influence, and victory. The quiet moments of isolation are the building blocks for the strength you will need to thrive in the next season God is bringing into your life.